So current updation, we'll be having our task today and tomorrow. See, the first and foremost, which I think will give you a question, is weapon control regimes. Weapon control regime here, please don't talk. See, this is one unwritten rule I am having in my classes. Please don't talk. Or if you want to talk, come here and talk. We'll be discussing here Australia group, Wassenaar arrangement. Then we'll talk about MTCR a bit, which we have already discussed in detail. NSG, which we have discussed, but some point I will be able to give you additional. Then Hague Code of Conduct, 2002. Then United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. Okay. Vis-a-vis versus FMCT, Fissile Material Cutoff Treaty. Then here, if I talk one more thing is, although it is not related, Nuclear Posture Review of US 2018. Then Zenger Committee and all. So I hope it will give us one question from here. Then after this, we'll be going for exploring solar system. Here discussing something for Sun, for Moon, for Mercury, for Mars, for Saturn, for Jupiter, for Neptune, for Pluto. All this we'll be discussing. And if that after that we are left with time, some more time, we'll be talking about some topics related to biotechnology, like GM mosquitoes, then ball guard resistance in pink bollworm. Okay, that all we'll be talking about. If after that also we are left with time, which I doubt, then we'll be discussing blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Okay, I don't think after that we will be left with time. Then we'll come to health programs. Lot has been happening. So that way, this is what the updation is all about. So let's start with this thing. Australia Group. See, Australia Group, when it was formed 1985, India became its 43rd member. That's very nice. All of you know two things which I am ruling out as the question, that the member of Australia Group cannot give anything directly or indirectly which can be used in developing chemical or biological weapons. But this will not be the question. The question will be, just remember one thing, the meetings of Australia Group are always held in Paris. That is, they don't go anywhere else. Obviously, Paris is a beautiful place. On government expenditure, they go and conduct the meeting over there. Remember one more thing. Listen here. This will be statement number 2. A mandatory conditions for getting the membership of Australia Group is the country must have signed Chemical Weapon Convention and Biological and Toxicological Weapon Convention. So it is the mandatory requirement. Trap ho gaye na? Yes. Another thing is, third statement, if I will get the opportunity to frame the question is, what exactly is the benefit for India in terms of getting the membership of Australia Group? Don't say, sir, we will be able to export biological and chemical weapons. They're absolutely banned. Actually, the membership of Australia Group will open up the opportunities for the biotech sector and the chemical industry of the country. That's what we need to focus upon. In brief, Australia Group. Next thing is Wassenaar arrangement, which I have not mentioned here. Sorry, I have mentioned. Prior to formation of Wassenaar arrangement, when it was formed? 1996. India became its 42nd member. In case of Australia Group, it is 43rd. In case of MTCR, India is 35th. And in case of NSG, probably 49th. Isn't it? But that is NSG you keep aside. So it was formed in 96 prior to, listen here, prior to the formation of Wassenaar arrangement, there was a group known as Coordination Committee for Multilateral Export Regime. Coordination Committee for Multilateral Exports. Later on, after the collapse of Soviet Union, they formed Wassenaar, and in Wassenaar, Russia is also a member. What does Wassenaar says? Wassenaar says, sir, small arms, conventional arms have the control list. That control list means these items you are specifying in the control list. Under no circumstance you can give it to the non-members, to the non-participants. What is the other side of the coin? Means the members can have that thing. So what is the point? The membership of Wassenaar arrangement will give India access to dual use technologies. See, I am going to play around like this. Who am I? Examiner. Because I know what you have prepared. That's where. So dual use. Oh, ये तो हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं था. अब पढ़ लिया ना? Dual use technologies. Point number 2. That control list obviously have to be ratified by the member countries. And again, one thing, whether it is Australia group, listen here, whether it is Australia group, whether it is Wassenaar arrangement, whether it is NSG, whether it is MTCR, they all take decisions through consensus. But the decisions of Australia group are non-binding. That is the difference. That is the difference. But in case of Wassenaar, there is a clause like that. Now listen here, story is not over. Wassenaar, where is the headquarters of Wassenaar? Let me tell you, Wassenaar is in Netherlands, nearby Hague. So where is the headquarters? Vienna. If you have to take a chance, go for Vienna. Now let me come to the next one. Hague Code of Conduct. Hague, you know, Netherlands. Where is the headquarters of Hague Code of Conduct? Hague. Very good. It's Vienna, isn't it? It's not in Hague. Hague Code of Conduct came into existence in 2002. India became the member of Hague Code of Conduct in 2016. India is a member of Hague Code of Conduct as well. Now listen here. The story is not over. The story is not done. What does Hague Code of Conduct says? Hague Code of Conduct says, look, sir, it is for ballistic missiles and satellite launch vehicles. So if you can recall the space classes, which we had for all of you at different points of time, that satellite launch vehicles are the primary requisite thing for developing ballistic missiles. PSLV, SLV, ASLV, these are all satellite launch vehicles or space launch vehicles. If you don't want to use satellite launch vehicles, they are the basis of the ballistic missiles. So Hague Code of Conduct says, not only you have to give pre-notification. Pre-notification means if you're testing any satellite launch vehicle or you're also looking to test a ballistic missile, you need to give the information about that thing. And one more, one more requirement of the Hague Code of Conduct is, like for example, 2018, we would have given our entire yearly planner. To whom? To HCOC Secretariat. So this is the plan for 2018 in terms of testing the missiles and in terms of the space launch vehicles. Listen here, one more point before I forget. China is neither a member of Hague Code of Conduct, nor Australia Group, nor Wassenaar Arrangement, nor MTCR. They are the member of only and only and only NSG. But how many countries are there in Hague Code of Conduct? 137. Listen here, one more thing. Neither China, nor Pakistan, nor Israel, nor Iran. None of them is a member of Hague Code of Conduct. That's where you can relate it, that Iran is developing ballistic missiles quite obviously. They have, and they are doing it. They don't have to inform anybody. So that's what the Hague Code of Conduct is all about. So ballistic missile, Hague Code of Conduct. Okay, chemical weapon, biological weapon, Australia Group, conventional arms, dual-use technologies, Wassenaar Arrangement. Now come to NSG, Nuclear Supplier Group. Yes, you know very well. It was formed in 1974. What was the earlier name of NSG? I hope I'm not going too fast. We have to go at this speed if we have to cover more topics. Earlier name of NSG was London Club. London Club. and it was having only 11 members. It had regular meetings from 74 to 78. From 78 to 92, there was no meeting. And 92 onwards, again, they are meeting. That's point number one. Now listen here, listen here. There are two things here as far as NSG is concerned. One, membership criteria, and another, come on, technology access. First, we will talk about membership criteria. You have to tell me how many conditions are there for a country to become the membership of NSG. Possible question. They have not yet touched upon NSG in your PT as of now. This is the question. There are 5 conditions. Condition number 1, that country must be in a position to export nuclear technology. India is in a position to export nuclear technology, but you will say, sir, then why can't we do this? Because India does not have the membership of NSG. A classical example, Rarotonga nuclear power plant. Where? Bangladesh. Who is constructing the reactors here? Russia. Excellent. What type of reactor? Pressurized water reactor. And Russian pressurized water reactor are known as Voda energy reactor. How many? 2. If you have read that article, there was a big article in one of the prominent newspapers which most of you read. I'll not take the name. That just because India is not a member of India does not have the membership of NSG, India has to restrict itself in providing consultancy and training to the scientists from Bangladesh. We can do it. We could have given them pressurized heavy water reactor. But then just because we don't have the membership of NSG, we are being not allowed to do those. Point number 1. Point number 2, listen here. Guidelines. That country must have adopted the guidelines. This is a very strong argument. Please listen. Of India, when we are looking to approach NSG for the membership, that, sir, we may not have signed an NPT. Rather, it is not may, we have not signed an NPT. But look at the guidelines. We have adopted all. Okay, so that is point number 2. Point number 3, the country must have taken some domestic initiatives to stop nuclear proliferation. Which law India has passed? Weapons of Mass Destruction Act. Which year? 2005. And in which year India was certified by United Nations of not developing any chemical weapon and biological weapon? In 2009. I always emphasize, see the chronology. 2009, India was certified by a team of United Nations that neither we have biological weapon nor we have the chemical weapons. Answer is simple, sir. How they will be certifying it? Because India is a member of what? Chemical Weapon Convention and Biological and Toxicological Weapon Convention. So that is domestic part. 4th, the country must have contributed in international efforts to stop nuclear proliferation. International efforts. These 4 boxes ticked. 5th one is the real one. The country sign NPT. You know what is our stand? Or listen here, listen. Or one of the following 5 treaties, or one of the following 5 treaties for what? Nuclear weapon free zones. How many of these nuclear weapon free zones? My Pol Science students sitting on that side, or sitting in Mumbai as well, or Srinagar as well. See, there are 5 treaties. Treaty of Bangkok, which has declared Southeast Asia as nuclear weapon free. Treaty of Pelindaba, 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 to declare Africa as nuclear weapon free. Treaty of Rarotonga, Rarotonga, to declare this Fiji, Tonga, Tuvalu, that Polynesia, Micronesia region as nuclear weapon free. Treaty of Semipalatinsk, Semipalatinsk, Semipalatinsk. Spelling is correct or not? दूसरा हमें मालूम ही नहीं है ना. Semipalatinsk to declare Central Asia as the nuclear weapon free, and one more. What is left? Latin America is left, isn't it? Because North America cannot be nuclear weapon free, isn't it? Europe cannot be nuclear weapon free. Am I right? South Asia cannot be nuclear weapon free. So Latin America is left. Which treaty? Treaty of Tlatelolco. T-L-A-T-E-L-O-C. Any one of these five on NPT. No marks for guessing. First four we are fulfilling. Fifth one we have not fulfilled. And that's where obviously we'll not go into that debate, China and all. This is not the time to go for that debate. Another thing, listen here. Then China, as you know, came with two-step formula. Two-step formula means for the membership of non-NPT countries into NSG. But they have not divulged any details of that two-step formula. You will say, sir, what is the benefit? Answer is simple. India will have access to ENR technology. Point number one. India will be able to export the nuclear technology. Point number two. In short, if they say access to dual use technologies, that is also true. Because ENR is a dual use, civilian as well as military. That is NSG for you. Got it? Just one more. That is next one. United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. As you know, how many countries have signed this? 122 countries have signed this pact of United Nations. But listen here. None of the 9 nuclear weapon countries, you know who these 9 are. P5 plus China, India, Pakistan, North Korea, Israel. None of these 9 nuclear weapon countries have signed this nuclear weapon pact of United Nations. Now listen here. I hope this will help you in remembering what we are discussing here. You might have read last year, Marshall Islands approached International Court, and Marshall Islands were asking the compensation that, sir, you people conducted nuclear test. You means America. And because of the nuclear test, we were exposed to radiations. Now pay compensation for that. Now if tomorrow this pact becomes binding, which I doubt, rather strongly doubt, then the country has to pay compensation. United Nations Pact of Nuclear Weapon has declared possessing, deploying, developing, or the use of nuclear weapons as illegal. It is illegal for any country to have them, to develop them, to deploy them, or to use them as a threat as well. This is where it is different from Fissile Material Cutoff Treaty. Fissile Material Cutoff Treaty, if it will come into force, it has not yet come into force, then it is only saying do not produce those materials which are used in making nuclear weapons. Nowhere it says you will not use nuclear weapon. Nowhere it says that the use of nuclear weapon or the development of nuclear weapon is illegal. But the common thing between this pact and Fissile Material Cutoff Treaty is both are at the level of negotiation itself. At the max, you can say they are yet to be formalized. One more thing, listen here. One more thing this United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons says, if there is any contamination of the environment because of the radiation from the nuclear weapons, or the people are being exposed to the radiation because of the testing being done by some other country, then they are eligible to get the assistance. Assistance in a way, they need to be paid what? Compensation. That is the reason it's no marks for guessing that US is saying no way that they are going to sign it. Because if you are testing nuclear weapon, then people are definitely going to be affected by it. People are definitely going to come in contact with it, and then it is going to open a Pandora's box. It's as simple as this. So please don't get confused. This is the, what we call, United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. Now you're listening very attentively. That's very beautiful. But disappoint nahi karna. Jab hum GM mosquitoes padhenge, same level of attention should be there. Now listen here. Next thing here is this MTCR. Just for my satisfaction, I'm discussing it. India became its 35th member when? June 2016. MTCR is for controlling the imports and the exports of the space and defense sector. MTCR obviously says all the countries who are looking to get its membership must align, synchronize their import-export policies of the space and defense with the list and the guidelines of MTCR. Means simple. MTCR has their own guidelines, has their own list, and you're looking to have the membership of it. As per those guidelines and the list, you need to change their policy, your policies. And why India has to sign MTCR? Because it is one of the obligations on India as a part of that nuclear cooperation agreements. Okay, that's why we have to go for aligning our policies with that MTCR. MTCR has two lists, list 1 and list 2. The items mentioned in the list 1 and the list 2 cannot be given by any country to any country. Okay, and list 1 includes what? List 1 includes rockets. Rockets means SLVs. Rocket means ballistic missiles. Rocket, then it includes UAVs, cruise missiles. Rather, remember one thing. It is also including subsystems of the rocket, subsystems like cryogenic engine. It is also including your supercomputers, because supercomputers are also dual use, because when you are conducting a nuclear test, you need to analyze that information, because the information coming from nuclear test is also big data. That is a massive set of information, but simply having information is of no use. You need to obviously rationally, logically utilize it. That's where the supercomputers are also included in that. And list 2 includes what? Propellants. Propellants means the fuels, like unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine, and all that are being included as the propellants. Now listen here, what are the benefits India is going to have? India's space sector will be the beneficiary, could be the beneficiary. Point number 1, like say for example, where the benefits lies, conducting manned space mission. Conducting manned space mission has become all the more important in the context of the possibility of China's space station becoming a reality in a very near future. I'm not talking about distant future, in near future. So that's where Indo-US space cooperation is a possibility. Next thing is obviously we are already able to increase the range of BrahMos missiles to 600 kilometers. That is one more aspect of what we call, say, MTCR. Fine. Now, MTCR headquarter, MTCR when it was formed, 1985, MTCR. Remember the year, chronology I might ask in your exam. Because somewhere I have to ask something which is a bit out of the league, so that you are being caught napping, isn't it? One more, just last, nuclear posture review of US. Nuclear posture review is an annual exercise conducted by the US government. Yes or no? No. It is conducted in 10 years. So last time it was conducted in 2010. Then after that 2018. Probably Trump is not confident of coming back again in 2020. That's why Trump administration has carried out nuclear posture review in 2018 itself. Now, what does this nuclear posture review says? Listen here, listen here, listen here. Nuclear posture review says US is going to increase tactical nuclear weapons. Now, if you can recall the previous classes, I will be very, very satisfied if you can do that. If a country is having tactical nuclear weapons, that country will never be going for no first use. That country will always be going for first use. Tactical nuclear weapons, the number is on the higher side, strength is on the lower side. Strategic nuclear weapon number is on the lower side, strength is on the higher side. I've told you that time as well, repeating today also, last time, no first use, strategic nuclear weapon, first use, tactical. So US is a follower of no first use? Yes or no? No. Indirect question. They do not have no first use. China has no first use. India has no first use. Pakistan has first use. First use. Okay, again possible question. Next thing, they are going to develop next category of sea-launched cruise missiles. And these cruise missiles will carry nuclear weapons. So you will see a very aggressive stand coming up over there. Next thing, listen here, ready for a shock. They have said that US is not going to ratify CTBT. Although Russia has done it. They are not going to ratify it, although they have signed it, but the ratification is yet to happen. And if it is not ratified, that goes at dead for you. And what is the condition for CTBT? The condition for CTBT is all those 44 countries who are having nuclear program, I'm not saying nuclear weapon program, must sign and ratify. Then only it is going to come into force. Out of those 44, even if 43 has signed and ratified, it is not going to come into force. So now you can imagine the future of CTBT. CTBT has come up with CTBTO, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization. Under CTBTO, they have put up sensors as multiple places. And the job of these sensors is to locate the seismic activities because of nuclear testing. Because earthquake seismic activity is always going to be more powerful than the seismic activity because of the nuclear testing. Because there are discernible, you can say, differences between the two, which on the basis of that, you can make out. One more thing, listen here. Under that nuclear posture review, US has outrightly rejected. This is it. So nothing is positive as far as this nuclear. So if any option in that nuclear posture review is very positive, peaceful, rejected, isn't it? It's not true. It is, if it is aggressive, warmongering, if you are looking to take a chance, take that. That's it. So this is nuclear posture review. Zenger committee. Zenger committee has 38 members. It is obviously, Zenger committee is again for controlling nuclear proliferation. That is the mandate of it. Zenger committee prepares a trigger list. And the trigger list means those items cannot be transferred. If it is transferred, if like, say, for example, a member of Zenger committee is giving me those items, then they will take a commitment from me. You need to safeguard them. And you will not give it to anybody else where it is used for developing weapons and something like that. So this is Zenger committee. Just remember, the relation of Zenger committee is preventing the proliferation of nuclear weapon, and it is neither a part of IAEA nor it is a part of nuclear supply group. It works independently. Is this clear? That's it. Fine. So shall we? Please take them. We will write with both the hands, isn't it? Parallel processing. अभी तक develop नहीं करी capacity, हाँ? चलिए सर. Right. First one is Australia group. Australia group. I will be giving very brief notes, huh? Australia group. It was formed in 1985. It was formed in 1955. Sorry, 1985. What I said? 1985. India became its 43rd member. India became its 43rd member. Its meeting is held in Paris. The members of Australia group cannot transfer any technology. The members of Australia Group cannot transfer any technology which can be used in developing biological or chemical weapon. Biological or chemical weapon. All the members of Australia Group, all the members of Australia Group have to sign biological and toxicological weapon convention. Along with that, chemical weapon convention. Chemical weapon convention. Continue further. The membership of Australia Group will open up new avenues for India's biotech and chemical industry. Continue further. Next, Wassenaar arrangement. Wassenaar, W-A-S-S-E-N-A-R. Wassenaar arrangement was formed in 1996. Earlier it was COCOM. C-O-C-O-M. Coordination Committee on Multilateral Exports. Coordination Committee on Multilateral Exports. India became its 42nd member. It controls conventional arms, encryption technologies, and surveillance equipments as well, and surveillance instruments as well. The members have to prepare a control list. The members have to prepare a control list. The items mentioned in the control list, cannot be given to non-participants. Full stop. Its membership will allow India to have access to dual-use technologies, Full stop. The headquarters of Wassenaar is in Vienna. Vienna is in Vienna. Next, Hague Code of Conduct. It was formed in 2002. The headquarters is in Vienna. The headquarters is in Vienna. India became its member in 2016. It has 137 members. 137 members, but China, Pakistan, Iran, and Israel. China, Pakistan, Iran, and Israel are not its members. Are not its members. Continue. The membership of Hague mandates that a country has to notify the test of ballistic missiles and space launch vehicles, as well as test flights, space launch vehicles, as well as test flights, the test of ballistic missiles, space launch vehicles, and test flight. It has to give a yearly schedule for the launch of ballistic missiles, space launch vehicles. Next, MTCR. MTCR. It was formed in 1985. Headquarters Vienna. No. Just write this. Formed in 1985. India became its 35th member. In 2016. It is for regulating the import and export of space and defense technologies. It has two lists of banned items. It has two lists of banned items. List 1 includes rockets, subsystems of the rocket, UAVs, Cruise missiles of range more than 300 kilometer. Cruise missiles of the range more than 300 kilometer. And payload capacity of how much? 500 kilogram. And payload capacity of 500 kilogram. Related softwares. Related software. List 2 includes propellants. List 2 includes propellants. Next, NSG. NSG was formed in 1974. Earlier it was known as London Club. Earlier it was known as London Club. It has 48 members. It has 48 members. Regarding the membership of NSG, there are 5 conditions first, a country should be in a position to export nuclear technology. Second, it should have adopted the guidelines. Next, it should have taken some domestic measures. It should have taken some domestic measures to stop the nuclear proliferation. In 2005, India passed Weapons of Mass Destruction Act. Weapons of Mass Destruction Act. Next, it should have helped. It should have contributed in combating proliferation. It should have contributed in combating proliferation at the international level. Fifth, sign NPT or any one of the following 5 treaties for declaring any one of the 5 treaties to declare nuclear weapon-free zones. Nuclear weapon-free zones. That is, A, Treaty of Bangkok has declared Southeast Asia as nuclear weapon free zone. Nuclear weapon free zone. Next B. Treaty of Rarotonga. Treaty of Rarotonga. To declare small islands like Polynesia and Micronesia. To declare small islands like Polynesia and Micronesia, Micronesia, as nuclear weapon free zones. Treaty of Palindaba, Pelindaba, Palindaba, for declaring Africa as nuclear weapon free. For declaring Africa as nuclear weapon free. Next. Treaty of Semipalatinsk, spelling here. Semipalatinsk. Semipalatinsk. To declare Central Asia as nuclear weapon free zone. Central Asia as nuclear weapon free zone. Fifth, Treaty of Tlatelolco. Tlatelolco. T-L-A-T-E-L-O-C-O for Latin America. Latin America. For getting technology. For getting technology from the members of NSG. From the members of NSG. The conditions are first, NPT, second, adopt full scope safeguard. Full scope safeguard. The membership will allow India to have access to ENR technology. At the same time, it will be able to export nuclear reactors. It will be able to export nuclear reactors. Full stop. Next, United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. Now listen here. Take down. It has been signed by 122 countries, but none of the 9 nuclear weapon states, possessing countries, don't write nuclear weapon states, but none of the 9 nuclear weapon possessing countries have adopted it. This pact has declared nuclear weapons as illegal. Rather, their deployment, their development, their possession, the threat of their use, the threat of their use and even use has been declared as illegal, has been declared as illegal, has been declared as illegal. It also provides for the assistance to the people. It also provides for the assistance to the people who have been exposed, to nuclear radiation or there is contamination of the environment. Nuclear radiation or there is contamination of the environment. Full stop. Next, nuclear posture review of USA. This exercise is conducted by US government, this exercise is conducted by US every 10 years. Previously it was done in 2010. Now it has been in 2018. Some of the decisions of the 2018 review are first, US will enhance the number of tactical nuclear weapons. That means US will have first use of nuclear weapons, first use policy of nuclear weapons. That means US will have first use policy of nuclear weapons. Second, they will develop sea-launched nuclear capable cruise missiles. Next, the US has outrightly rejected CTBT and United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. CTBT and United Nations Pact on Nuclear Weapons. Next heading, Zenger Committee, that I will dictate later on. Now listen here. Zenger, Z-A-N-G-G-E-R, Zenger Committee. Now listen here, please allow me. Please. Exploring solar system. Exploring solar system means we will try to cover almost everything of late which has happened. So we will starting with, please listen. We will starting with sun. Sun is in news. First one is Aditya, L1, which I have discussed with all of you. Second is Parker. Parker will travel deepest into the solar atmosphere. Next one is SOHO, Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. Solar and Heliospheric Observatory is a project of NASA plus European Space Agency. Listen here. It has been operating for more than 20 years and it has provided us the best insight into the phenomena associated with sun. All the understanding we have, solar flares, solar currents, discharge of plasma particles, etc., etc. A big deal of that is attributed to SOHO. So that is one part. Second, if you see after sun, if we have to go, I don't think you will disagree, Mercury. Mercury, yes, no doubt, messenger, M for Mercury, M for messenger. Then Mariner, 10. But then, this you could have read anywhere. Where is the insight? Messenger probe has provided information that there is organic matter on Mercury. No, that is not the astonishing part, organic matter. The astonishing part is there is frozen water on Mercury into deep craters. Why it is astonishing? Because Mercury is closest to sun. And being closest to the sun, obviously the possibility of a frozen water sounds a bit odd. But this is where, no, I'm not saying there is life. This is what you are adding information and this is where you will be gone. So I have not said that, yes, I'm saying organic matter. That's point number one. No, listen here. One more mission for Mercury is BP Colombo. BP Colombo. This is a mission of Sri Lanka. Oh, yes, some of you are saying yes as well. They're not yet even able to launch their satellite. And you say they will be sending a mission to Mercury. Come on. Thoda to logic lagaya karo. JAXA and European Space Agency planned for 2018. This is the question. Okay, that's it. It is planned for 2000. Now, after Mercury, what is there? Venus. Isn't it? Okay. For Venus, just remember one thing, Akatsuki. Akatsuki, as the name itself suggests, Aung San Suu Kyi. Myanmar. No. It is Japan. That's fine. Now come to what? Earth. Let's forget about it. Come to Mars. Mars, we have discussed a lot. Mars Orbiter mission, Curiosity, Marvin, ExoMars mission, all that we have to see. Those people, I think there are some new faces here. Then you can take class notes from somebody because I'm supposed to only discuss the current dimensions of it. Fine. Here, just remember one thing for Mars, possible question is that Emirates Mars mission. No, they will not give Emirates Mars mission. Then they themselves are telling you the answer of the question. The other name for this is Hope probe. And Hope probe, if Emirates is one of the options, that is probably the first one you will be eliminated, isn't it? It is being planned for 2020. Hope probe is the plan as a Mars mission of the Emirates country, that Gulf countries for the Mars. That's fine. You know, between Mars and Jupiter lies the asteroids. And I think there will be one question on asteroids. What are the missions for the asteroids? Come on. Osiris Rex. Okay, you have read a lot on Osiris Rex. Just answer one question I'm going to ask. Osiris Rex, yes, we are now talking about asteroids. First one is Dawn mission. Dawn was of NASA. Listen here. It was the first ever mission for the asteroids. And it was only for what? Vesta. Later on extended to Ceres, because Ceres and Vesta are the two biggest asteroids. Fine, that's okay. NASA mission. Osiris-Rex is for a carbonaceous asteroid, and that carbonaceous asteroid, everybody knows the name. Bennu, excellent. But this I will give in the question itself. Then I will give the option. Actually, it is the sample return mission planned by NASA. This is the question I will be asking. Sample return mission when? 2003. Okay, listen. The story is not over. It will also give us the insight in the initial stages of planet formation. Initial is the key word here. Because regarding the formation of asteroids, one theory sir would have discussed in geography classes, that asteroids are also known as protoplanets, isn't it? They were evolving into planets, but suddenly because of some developments in Jupiter and Mars, their growth stopped. So if the growth is stopped, it has to stop at the early stage rather than the later stage, isn't it? So it is, the word is initial stages of the planet formation. Every word has a meaning. This is Osiris Rex. Next one. Hayabusa 2. Listen here. Lucy and Psyche. If I get the opportunity to ask a question, which I won't be getting, I'll give you this list, and then I will ask you of the given, the sample return missions are trapped. Yes. Osiris-Rex, and deliberately I will give 2 only. It is 2 and 3. Hayabusa 2 is also a sample return mission planned by, no marks for guessing, JAXA. When? 2020. Which asteroid? Ryugu asteroid. Lucy and Psyche. Lucy will be in 2021. This will also be at the same time. Lucy will study a particular asteroid known as Trojan asteroids, which is in Jupiter, and this one will focus on the metal asteroid. So these are asteroids. If there will be a question, it will be somewhere here. Probably this is the question. Okay, probably I'm saying it. Then comes Jupiter. Asteroids, Jupiter, Juno. This question they asked in mains. How Juno will provide insight into the development of Earth and all that. Juno, is an orbiter of NASA, isn't it? Is an orbiter. It is still moving around Jupiter. And obviously the mandate of Juno is to help to understand how Jupiter could have formed. And one thing which again in geography, the process of planet formation is same. But on Earth, obviously, a lot of changes had been made by one species known as Homo sapiens. And this is the only species which is going to be responsible for the destruction of the Earth. Isn't it? So then, obviously, it's not possible for us now to know exactly how things could have happened because of the intervention we have caused. But luckily, this species has not reached Jupiter. Luckily, fortunately, for Jupiter. Then obviously it is in pristine form, and when it is in pristine form, we can exactly understand the processes which could have happened. Actually, what is the approach Juno is having? Juno can peek through the clouds and look at the surface of the Jupiter over there. It is not the first ever mission on Jupiter. The first was Galileo. Okay, that is it. After Jupiter, don't you think the next one is Saturn? Saturn, again, it is in news, Cassini, Huygens. What is the difference between Cassini and Huygens? Don't say, sir, one is surname. Cassini is an orbiter. Huygens is a lander. Lander for what? Saturn. Titan. not the watches. Titan. Titan is the moon of Saturn. Okay, fine. Listen here, listen. Initially, Cassini was planned till 2008 only. Then it was extended till 2010. It was named as Cassini equinox. Equinox, that geographical phenomenon. Then it was extended till 2017, known as Cassini solstice. And in 2017, this Cassini was burned while it was crashed in the Saturn atmosphere. It was deliberately intentional crashing of it. It has orbited around Cassini, around Saturn, and obviously Saturn is orbited by Titan. So automatically it will be orbiting both Saturn as well as the Titan. Is this clear? Fine. Then comes the next one, Neptune and Pluto. Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and Neptune. For here, the mission is, come on, Voyager. Voyager. Voyager mission is for Uranus and Neptune. Then comes the next one, that is Pluto. Actually, we will not call it Pluto, we will call it Kuiper Belt. So Pluto lies in Kuiper Belt. What is Kuiper Belt? The region which is beyond Neptune's orbit. And how much? Which is in the range 30 to 55 astronomical units. Beyond, this is orbit of Neptune, then 30 to 55 astronomical unit. What is astronomical unit? The distance between Earth and the Sun. That is known as 1 astronomical unit. This particular zone is known as Kuiper Belt. In this Kuiper Belt, no mass for guessing as the distance from the Sun has increased. Please listen. Now, I don't see that attention which was there when I was discussing all this MTCR and all that. This is not done. This is absolutely not done. Intellectual बनने का शौक है. Exam निकालो, फिर intellectual बनना. That is the process. Now listen here. Where I was, so that obviously as the distance is there are a lot of icy crystals or icy bodies are there in this Kuiper Belt, and these icy bodies include comets. These icy bodies includes, obviously, one of them is Pluto as well. And for Kuiper Belt, we have launched, so not we, NASA has launched New Horizons mission. You might have heard about it. New Horizons mission is for Kuiper Belt. And listen here, listen here, listen here. New Horizon mission is an orbiter of Pluto. Or is it a flyby of Pluto? Flyby. It is a flyby. Flyby. Orbiter is this. Flyby. This is flyby. So it will be coming and then going. That is what we call as flyby. New Horizon mission will study Pluto and 1 or 2 Kuiper Belt objects. Kuiper Belt objects means the comets or something like that. We can have. This is what one part of exploring solar system is. The story is not over. Then there is this thing for comets. When you have studied about asteroids, so how can you miss about comets? For comets, one of the mission is Philae Rosetta. Philae Rosetta. What is the difference between Philae and Rosetta? This is orbiter and this is lander. For the comet, which one? Halley's comet. Then Churyumov-Gerasimenko. It's a mission of European Space Agency. Just listen, the story is not over. Absolutely not over. There is one more mission to be launched, Europa Clipper. Europa Clipper is a mission of NASA, not Europe. And it is for the moon of Jupiter. And that moon of Jupiter is known as Europa. And that Europa is also a flyby. Remember this. And listen here, Europa, why Europa has been chosen? Europa has been chosen because there is a lot of liquid water. And when there is water, the first change on Earth, as per the chemisynthetic origin of life, was the breakdown of the water molecule because of the solar radiation. So obviously Jupiter, Moon is also receiving a lot of water, solar radiation. There is water, and when this will break down, it will start a process of chemical reaction, and that's where we are looking for life. That is why Europa Clipper is an astrobiology mission or exobiology mission to be launched by NASA. That is it. Abhi, this is only a part of it. Now one more, which is in news, and I hope things are making sense. I know after some time there will be information overload. But if I can remember, you can also remember. Because you people have better crystallized intelligence than I have. Isn't it? I'm not better than you. You are far better than me in terms of facts, in terms of calculation and all that. Now listen here. Next one, TRAPPIST 1. TRAPPIST is in news like anything. What is TRAPPIST? It is a star. This star is bigger than Sun or smaller than Sun? Smaller than Sun. Hotter than Sun, cooler than Sun? Cooler than Sun. How many planets are moving around this TRAPPIST? 7. This TRAPPIST and those 7 planets have been named as Solar System 2.0. Solar System plus 7 planets, Solar System 2.0. No, that is not the important part. The important part is, be ready for a shock. There is a volatile material on these planets. And that volatile material is probably water. You'll say, so what? What is this? If you calculate mass of water on Earth, and if you calculate that as the total percentage of the Earth's mass, that is just 0.02%. Whereas on these planets, if you calculate the mass as a percentage of the water of the total mass of these planets, that is 5%. On Earth, the mass of water is just 0.02%, and here it is 5%. That is why TRAPPIST-1 has automatically become, the buzz of the town, isn't it? So that's why it becomes an important story. Is still not over. Now board is a bit on the shorter side. Make one more. Damp. Damp is of China. What is this? Dark matter particle explorer. Dark matter particle explorer. So dark matter we have discussed, majority of you. Although it's a different matter. उस वक्त भी डार्क में थे, आज भी डार्क. Dark matter particle explorer. Listen here. I hope now you are in a better position. Dark matter particle explorer is a mission of China. It is looking to explore. Actually, regarding dark matter, there is a theory that it is formed by hypothetical particles. Those hypothetical particles are known as WIMPs. WIMPs. WIMPs are weakly interacting massive particles. Weakly means strength-wise we are talking about. Interacting massive particles. This mission is for supporting this hypothesis. But if I am giving the question, I will obviously just trying to highlight what you need to choose, what you need to leave over there. If in the option, the examiner is including MACHOs as well, MACHO, that is massive compact halo objects. And the example of massive compact halo objects is black holes. No, then DAMP is not for exploring black holes as a source of the dark matter. DAMP is only for supporting the existence of WIMPs as a theory to support the existence of dark matter. Now you will say, then what about MACHOs? Obviously, if you are a bit imaginative, while although it's not that. LIGO will definitely help us in arriving at a conclusion regarding dark matter as well. Because how the LIGOs were detected? LIGOs were detected when two black holes have bumped into each other, isn't it? And here we are talking about that. And I've told you, when I've discussed gravitational waves with majority of you, I can say 99% of those people who are sitting in this classroom, that LIGO, gravitational waves, their USP, the most important aspect is they will give us insight into the black holes, which is not possible with using the electromagnetic radiation, because these black holes will not allow these electromagnetic radiations to come back. As one thing about black holes, which nowadays even a 3-year-old kid knows, just because credit goes to YouTube, that they do not allow anything to come back. Anything to come back is light. As my son told me about black holes, that you know what is black hole? I said, I don't know. That's something which does not allow anything to return. I said, amazing, wonderful. मुझे तो ये भी नहीं मालूम था 3 साल की उम्र में black hole होता है क्या. So that's what the credit goes to social media as well. That is the positive side of it. But then don't. Now the mission for the Machos, one more, listen here. The mission for Machos is Euclid. Euclid is a mission of Europe. Euclid, those mathematicians sitting here, he's a very famous trigonometrician, or rather he is the one who gave all the basic concepts of the trigonometry and all. I hope the concept is done. Damned is there. Now listen here, one more we'll be discussing. There are many more actually. One more here is Tiangong 1 and Tiangong 2. Tiangong 1 and 2 is a recent current affairs. Just remember one thing, whenever you are seeing a question, objective question on Tiangong, just look for following words. It is the module for China's space station. Module, actually there is one fundamental difference in the launch of a satellite and the launch of a space station. One fundamental, I'm saying launch, I'm not saying the difference between satellite and a space station. There are huge differences between the two. Satellite is launched completely in one go. A space station is too heavy to be carried in completed form. So they send it part by part. And for that, listen here, I'm discussing a concept now, no jokes here. For that, it is very important that you should be in a position to successfully carry out docking operations in the space. This was performed by China in 2011 between Tiangong 1, Tiangong 1 and Shenzhou. First they sent Tiangong, this is Tiangong. Then they sent Shenzhou. Red one is Tiangong, black one is Shenzhou. Then they instructed Shenzhou to dock, means pair. Because Shenzhou will be carrying the future parts. So it will be able to obviously join with it. Otherwise it will never be complete. It's as simple as this. They were not sure whether it is a fluke or an accomplishment. So they instructed Shenzhou to go back, then again come. Again it was able to dock. Then what they did, they instructed this Shenzhou to come. And Tiangong was moving in a 350 kilometer orbit around Earth. It has been used to station crew members twice. So they have already kept their members in space station twice. Now, as its life was over, they have replaced it by Tiangong 2, which is the nucleus for the space station, which China is claiming to be completed somewhere by 2020, or somewhere you will find 2022. That's where, listen here, it becomes highly imperative for India to also develop re-entry technology. Because without re-entry technology, it is not possible to have anything like a space station. And again, why we are saying this is where MTCR can help you. Are you getting my point? This is where Indo-US space cooperation can help us. Why I'm saying this? Because see, in future, these space stations are going to be the platforms for the launch of the weapons. You will see that Outer Space Treaty has said that outer space cannot be used for the storage of, yes, you are absolutely right. But tell me,
how many powerful countries have really abided by the international law? This is not going to be the first violation of international law, neither last violation of the international. So this might is right in international law. So that's where it becomes imperative for India as well. That's where, listen here, I'm not predicting anything. This is not prediction nor speculation. That's where you will find a discussion has already started in our country that India should also plan something known as a space station, because this is space station, which we call as International Space Station, will not be there maybe 5 years later, because that is the maximum life. It has already exceeded its mandate as far as staying in the orbit is concerned. That is the holistic picture about Tiangong. Now, obviously, don't be scared or afraid. This was going on and this will keep on going. You need to come up with countermeasures, as simple as this. Expression देने से कुछ नहीं होगा. Or like, oh, अब क्या होगा? Nothing is going to happen. You need to come up with the counter. That's as simple as this. Next thing here is, next thing, let me complete. Continue.
And don't ask sir where the internet was. इंटरनेट पर हम कोई डिबेट नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. There are some news related to the internet as well, isn't it? That please will be keeping things totally academics, isn't it? Now listen here. Yes. After this Tiangong, there is one more. Remove debris mission. Listen here. Remove debris mission. Actually, remove debris mission is a technology demonstration. Now listen here, let me give a bit of an information on the debris. Debris are nothing but the pieces of the launch vehicles. Where they are more concentrated, they are concentrated in low Earth orbit, but they are also there in geostationary Earth orbit. Now this is not the question. When we are tracking debris in low Earth orbit, we use radars. But when we are tracking debris in geostationary Earth orbit, we use telescopes for that. Telescopes, radars. That is the difference between the two. Another thing regarding debris, as you know, this is a very, very big challenge. It is also known as space pollution. It is also known as Kessler syndrome, etc., etc., etc. Remove debris mission has been planned by the Space Center of Surrey University, SURREY, and Surrey, as all of us know, is in UK. As I told you just now, it is a technology demonstration. Means they will be testing their technology. Where? In low Earth orbit. How? They will send this mission. Listen here. In this mission, they will be having two CubeSats, CubeSats. CubeSats are the satellites and these satellites we describe as 1U, 2U, 3U. Now what is U? 1U is equal to 1.33 kilogram. 2U means 2 multiplied by 1.33 kilogram. 3U means 3 multiplied by 1.33 kilogram. They are always launched. Listen here, CubeSats are always launched as auxiliary payloads. Auxiliary payloads means for them only we will not be launching a mission. It is like we are sending our remote sensing satellite. Then they will ask, sir, 5 kilo space hai aapke paas extra. So please, sir, 3 CubeSats you can carry. Are you getting my point? So that's what they will carry. So in this case, the Surrey Space Center, what they will do, they will be carrying 2 CubeSats, and these CubeSats will be thrown into the orbit. And then from this mission, the arms will go out and will bring the CubeSats back. But CubeSats throwing is a different thing. And those debris traveling in the orbit is a different thing. Some of you might be knowing the speed of those debris in the orbit, low Earth orbit. You know what's the speed? It is around 28,000 kilometers per hour. And that is some speed. And that is where the challenge is. If it is meters per hour, kilometers per hour, it is easy to collect them and catch them. And this is where Japan has also failed. Their tether-based technology
like they send a satellite, and from those satellites, tethers will come out. Tethers means long arms, and these arms will pick up these debris, bring. So till the time the satellite has to reach the orbit, it was successful. Coming out of the tethers was also successful, but it was not. हर बात पे हंसते हो. But it was not successful in attaching with the debris. So remove debris mission, technology demonstration, space center survey will be using CubeSats. CubeSats 1U, 2U, 3U. Each U is equal to 1.33 kilogram. They are always launched as auxiliary payloads, auxiliary, additional appendages. They are being launched as fine. And in this case, it will be used for demonstrating whether they will be able to collect debris that way or not. Listen, story is not over. DART. This is very common in news. All your 365 program, you are reading it, isn't it? DART is Double Asteroid Redirection Test. Who is planning it? Don't say NASA, come on. I'll not give NASA as the option. It is Johns Hopkins Center. It is again in USA, no doubt, but Johns Hopkins, which you can say is an affiliated body of NASA, that's true. But if I'm not giving NASA as the option, then what you will take? That is the question. Johns Hopkins. It is the first ever, listen here. No, some of you are losing the concentration. It is the first ever kinetic deflection being used or will be used for, you can say, changing the path of an asteroid. Kinetic means this is an asteroid coming and this will go strike and will change the path. This is kinetic. Which asteroid? Didymos. D-I-D-Y-M-O-S. There are two, Didymos A, Didymos B. A is larger, B is smaller. Which one it will be deflecting? Larger, smaller. मतलब एक ही बंदा है जिसने पढ़ा है, बाकी सब अंदाजे पर चल रहे हैं. It will be deflecting the smaller one. That is DART, Johns Hopkins Center. They are the one who has planned it. Now listen here. There is one more, Super Tiger. Listen. Super Tiger, actually it is a balloon in Antarctica. And the objective of this balloon is to study one thing, that how the heavier elements like gold could have been formed by analyzing the cosmic particles. And you can imagine the societal impact as far as we are concerned, because we are trying to understand the formation of gold, which is highly popular in our country, in our society. One more, Sophia. It is a stratospheric observatory for infrared astronomy. Now, stratospheric. I will, as an examiner, will deliberately give you the full form in the bracket. Stratosphere. And first option I will give something related to the atmosphere and all. No, don't choose that option. See, these are the very simple tricks which are always played with you in PT exam. It is the biggest ever, why I am discussing, it is the biggest ever infrared astronomy project ever, obviously launched by whom? Obviously not launched by NASA only, in the world, by NASA it is. What it is going to study? Planet formation and the formation and the death of the stars. One more, Sparks, S-P-A-R-C-S. Sparks is a mission of NASA. It is for studying those stars which are smaller and cooler than the sun. It's my challenge. If there is a question, it is only going from this. It won't be out of it. इसके बाहर बचता नहीं है कुछ. हाँ, now listen, take down. Zenger Committee.
Zenger Committee. Zenger Committee is also for controlling nuclear proliferation, controlling nuclear proliferation. It has prepared a trigger list. It has prepared a trigger list means those items are sensitive from the perspective of nuclear proliferation. It is also known as Nuclear Exporters Committee. Its origin could be traced to NPT. One of the articles of NPT says, that IAEA safeguards must be applied. IAEA safeguard must be applied to the transfers. It has 39 members. 39 members. As far as the trigger list items are concerned, the condition is, that they cannot be used for developing nuclear weapons, and if they are being exported to someone else, they should also abide by the conditions. Fullest. Next, exploring solar system. Next major heading. First one, sun. First is sun. For sun, Aditya L1 of ISRO. Aditya L1 for ISRO. Please consult your notes. Okay, for Aditya L1. Next, Parker of NASA. It will travel deepest into the solar atmosphere. It will travel deepest in the solar atmosphere. Next, SOHO. We are still continuing with sun. SOHO, SOHO, Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. Solar and Heliospheric
Observatory. It has been operating for more than 20 years. It has been operating for more than 20 years. It is a joint mission of NASA and European Space Agency. NASA and European Space Agency. It has provided the best understanding of the solar phenomena. It has provided the best understanding of the phenomenon inside sun. Next. Next is Mercury. Mariner 10, Mariner 10, M-A-R-I-N-E-R, Mariner 10. So next. Messenger of NASA. It has discovered frozen water, and organic matter, full stop. For 2018, JAXA, J-A-X-A, JAXA. What is the full form of JAXA? Japanese Aerospace Exploratory Agency. JAXA, Japanese Aerospace Exploratory Agency, and European Space Agency have planned the launch of BP Colombo, spelling here B-E-P-I, BP Colombo. Full stop. Next. For Venus, Akatsuki of JAXA, A-K-A-T-S-U-K-I, Akatsuki of JAXA, J-A-X-A, JAXA. Next, Mars. Emirates Mars mission has been planned for 2020. Emirates Mars mission has been planned for 2020. It is also named as Hope probe. Hope inverted comma capital letters. Hope probe. This is where he will be asking. Hope probe is of Emirates. Hope probe of NASA. Oh, sorry. Hope probe of Emirates. Next. Asteroids. For asteroids, the first ever mission was Dawn for Ceres and the Vesta. Dawn, D-A-W-N, Dawn for Ceres and Vesta, V-E-S-T-A. Second, Osiris Rex, O-S-I-R-I-S-R-E-X, Osiris Rex. It will study carbonaceous asteroid. Carbonaceous, C-A-R-B-A-N-O, C-I-O-U-S, carbonaceous asteroid, Bennu BENNU, Bennu, and it will bring samples from this asteroid, in 2023. Next, continue. 2023. It will also throw light on the initial stages of planet formation. It will also throw light on the initial stages of planet formation. On the initial stages of planet formation. Full stop. Continue further. Hayabusa 2, Hayabusa, Hayabusa 2. It's a mission of NASA. Sorry, JAXA. It is a mission of JAXA. Planned for 2020 to bring the samples. Planned for 2020 to bring the samples from the asteroid, Ryugu, RYUGU, from the asteroid Ryugu. Full stop. Next. Lucy and Psyche, LUCY, Lucy and Psyche. Lucy is planned for 2021. It will study Trojan asteroid, planned for 2021. It will study Trojan, TROJAN, Trojan asteroid of Jupiter. It also studies, Psyche will study metal asteroid of Jupiter. Metal asteroid of Jupiter. Full stop. Next. Jupiter. For Jupiter, the first ever mission was Galileo. Followed by the orbiter Juno. Juno will reveal the secrets of the planet formation. Juno will reveal the secrets of planet formation. It peeks through the atmosphere to look at the surface. It peeks through the atmosphere to look at the surface. The process of the planet formation is same for all. Therefore, Juno will also shed light. On Earth's formation. Full stop. Next. Europa Clipper. Europa is a moon of Jupiter,
And this mission is planned by NASA. On this moon, there's a lot of liquid water, which might be breaking down under the impact of solar radiation, which is the first step in the origin of life, That is why it is an exobiology mission. That is why it is an exobiology mission. Exobiology mission. It is a flyby in nature. It is a flyby in nature. Next is Saturn. Saturn, am I right? Saturn. Cassini Huygens. Cassini Huygens. CASSINI Huygens. A mission of NASA. Cassini is an orbiter which has orbited Saturn as well as the Titan, which has orbited the Saturn as well as the Titan. Whereas Huygens was the lander for Titan. Huygens was the lander for Huygens was the lander for Titan. Continue further. Earlier it was planned till 2008. Then it was extended till 2010 under the name. Then it was extended till 2010 under the name Cassini Equinox. Under the name Cassini Equinox. Then till 2017. Then till 2017 under the name Cassini Solstice. Under the name Cassini Solstice. Colistin is an antibiotic. Okay. Cassini Solstice. In 2017, it was crashed in the atmosphere, on Saturn. It was crashed on Saturn. Next. Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and Neptune. Voyager mission. Voyager. Voyager. Voyager mission. Okay. U and V comes very close, no? So Uranus, Voyager. M for Mercury, M for Messenger, M for Mariner. Isn't it? Now listen here. Next one, Kuiper Belt. Q-U-I-P-E-R. Kuiper Belt. Kuiper Belt. It lies, B-E-L-T, belt. It lies beyond the orbit of Neptune. It lies beyond the orbit of Neptune. Its expanse. Its expanse. E-X-P-A-N-S-E. Its expanse is from 30 astronomical unit, 30 astronomical unit to 55 astronomical units, 55.
When they can ask Goldilocks zone, they can ask Kuiper belt also. Okay. Okay, now continue further. 55 astronomical unit. It is having comets, Pluto, and icy bodies. It is having comets, Pluto, and icy bodies. A NASA flyby with the name, New Horizons mission, which is a part of New Frontiers program, will be a flyby for Pluto, and one or two Kuiper belt objects, Kuiper, Q-U-I-P-E-R, Kuiper belt objects. Next, Philae Rosetta. Philae, spelling here. Philai. Philae Rosetta. It's a mission of European Space Agency, Rosetta, for the comet Churyumov-Gerasimenko. Spelling 67P is the short name, or Churyumov-Gerasimenko. Philae was the lander. Philae was the lander, and Rosetta was the orbiter. Philae was the lander, and Rosetta was the orbiter. It has been called off. Next, DAMP, D-A-M-P-E, DAMP, Dark Matter Particle Explorer. Dark Matter Particle Explorer of China. Dark Matter Particle Explorer of China. Regarding dark matter, there is a hypothesis. That it is formed by WIMPs. Weakly interacting. W-E-A-K-L-Y. Weekly, not that weekly. Weekly, once in a 7 day, no. Weakly interacting massive particles. This mission will support this hypothesis. By detecting WIMPs. Next paragraph, deliberately changing the paragraph. One more possibility of dark matter is through machos. M-A-C-H-O small s. Machos. That is massive, compact halo, H-A-L-O, halo objects
massive compact halo objects. Example, black holes. Example, black holes. Example, black holes. They will be studied by Euclid mission of Europe. Euclid. They will be studied by Euclid. EUCLID. Euclid mission of Europe. Next. TRAPPIST-1. TRAPPIST. TRAPPIST-1. TRAPPIST-1. It is a star which is much cooler and dwarfer than the sun. It is a star which is much cooler and dwarfer than the sun, which is around, what is the distance? Which is around 40 light years, 40, which is around 40 light years from Earth, 40 light years from Earth. Around this star, 7 planets are revolving. 7 planets are revolving. This combination has been described as, Solar System 2.0. Solar System 2.0. One astonishing revelation is that in terms of mass percentage, water is around 5%. In terms of mass percentage, water is around 5% on these planets, which is much higher than 0.02%, which is a figure for Earth, than 0.02%, which is a figure for Earth. Next, Tiangong 1 and 2. TIANGONG, Tiangong 1 and 2. These are the modules of China's space station. These are the modules of China's space station. In 2011, China successfully carried out docking operation in space. Docking operation in space between Tiangong and Shenzhou, SHENZHOU. After that, ZHOU, there is no Y. Okay. After that, Shenzhou was instructed to return, and Tiangong was used for hosting the crew members, Later on, Tiangong was also removed, followed by Tiangong 2. They are the modules
They are the modules for Chinese space station. They are the modules for Chinese space station. Next one. What was the next one? Yes. You can write this. Remove debris mission. Remove debris mission is the first ever technology demonstration. Is the first ever technology demonstration for removing the debris planned by Surrey Space Center, UK. Planned by Surrey Space Center, UK. SURREY, Surrey Space Center, UK. It will use CubeSats, 2 CubeSats, TWO2 CubeSats, to mimic the debris, and then they will be removed. Next, DART, D-A-R-T, that is double asteroid redirection test. It is T for test. Double asteroid redirection test. Full stop. Now listen, you people are writing for some time. Now listen, the story is not over. It will continue for some time. I hope not tired. Some of us are traveling in the same boat. For you, this is a third class since morning. For me also, it is a third class since morning. You are sitting and I am standing for most of the time. So you have no right to be tired, isn't it? Now listen here. Now listen, please allow me. Now listen, after this, few more things like GSAT 17, GSAT 19, and GSAT 9. These 3 GSATs are very important. And again, Indian perspective is always going to be predominant in UPSC. That's a foregone conclusion. So we'll start with GSAT 9. You know it. I'm just doing a comparison so that there is no scope for any confusion on the exam day. GSAT 9 is also known as South Asian Satellite. It was launched in May 2017. Okay. It is for 6 countries from the SAARC. Obviously, Pakistan excluded. 7th one is India. It is having 12 transponders, 1 for each of those 6 countries, 1 for or remaining for India. They can be used for only civilian purpose. And one more thing is, all the transponders are in KU band. KU band, where the frequency is 11.2 gigahertz, which is not a very qualitative type of a frequency. Then comes GSAT 17. Listen here. GSAT 17 was weighing 3477. I am dropping you a hint. It was launched in July 2017. Now tell me from where it was launched. Apply your concepts. Satish Dhawan Space Center. French Guiana Kourou. Excellent, enlightened soul. Answer is simple. No. That's true. Because, see, I deliberately gave you a hint July. We have not yet tested GSLV Mk3. Means we were having GSLV Mk2. Maximum payload capacity of GSLV Mk2, 2.5 ton. Deliberately, I gave you a hint that it was weighing 3,477 kilograms. That means no way it could have been launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center, and it was launched from French Guiana Kourou. This is how you have to remember. Now, next thing, it is the heaviest ever satellite. of India. There's a difference. Heaviest ever satellite of India and the heaviest ever satellite launched from the soil of India. For both the questions, answer is going to be different. See the words over there. Having bands in C band, extended C band, and S band. S band is the most precious one. That's why we have not given S band in which one? GSAT 9. Otherwise, sir, फिर बाद में launch करेंगे आपके लिए. This we can use, isn't it? Same is the case GSAT 6A. GSAT 6 is S band. GSAT 6 S band. S band is used for 3G, 4G, 5G. More importantly, IRNSS is using L band and S band. Whereas all the other navigation systems are using only L band. I'll come to this later on, not now. I'll come to that later on. So that's where it becomes important. Now comes GSAT 19. Which band? Please recall the notes. If उनको पढ़ना भी है पता है. In good, there is no particular band as far as GSAT 19 is concerned. See, I'm giving you the firsts only. I'm not discussing any satellite with you. GSAT 19, first point, somebody was raising their eyebrows when I said heaviest ever satellite of India. And they were thinking GSAT 19. GSAT 19 is the heaviest ever satellite from the soil of India. That was carried by GSLV MK3 and it is lighter, comparatively lighter than GSAT 17. But even that is not important. GSAT 19 is India's first high throughput satellite. High throughput satellite uses multiple frequencies. They don't use particular, like KU band, you're talking about only one frequency. C band, you're talking about one frequency. S band, you're talking about one frequency. But in this case, multiple frequencies, multiple wavelengths you're using. And why they are known as high throughput, their capacity of data transmission in terms of speed is many times more than the conventional satellites which are operating in a particular transponder. If our conventional GSAT was having a speed of 1 Gbps, this satellite GSAT 19 is having a speed of 4 Gbps and ultimate objective is 100 Gbps. That's what the high throughput satellite. Now don't forget, okay, that is GSAT 19. Now we'll come to IRNSS. IRNSS, no, I'm not giving you those orbits again. No, absolutely not. As you know, these satellites are using rubidium atomic clocks. And we are not doing that good on that front, isn't it? Because IRNSS 1A, it's how many atomic clocks on each satellite? 3. And these atomic clocks are the one which decides the precision. Precision means these atomic clocks actually, when you're using them, I read somewhere, you know what is the chance of error? 1 second in 100 million years. Obviously it matters. You are looking to target an aircraft. Which aircraft? Supersonic aircraft with a missile, and that missile you are guiding by using your navigation system. Rather, the fraction of a second matters. It doesn't matter only in Olympics, it matters here as well. That's where it comes into play. Now listen here, there are around 400 atomic clocks in the world, around 5 in India. All these, listen here, all these atomic clocks are synchronized with a center in France. And that center then gives universally coordinated time for all of this. That is point number 1. Point number 2, if I have to ask a question on IRNSS, I will ask, what is the advantage of using 2 bands in IRNSS? L band and S band. See, that's always expect the unexpected in UPSC. That U stands for unpredictability. Okay. Actually, the advantage of using 2 bands is that it will minimize the ionospheric disturbances. Because your satellite is much beyond the atmosphere, and obviously one of the layer in atmosphere that you know, canily heaviside and all these things are ionosphere, and ionosphere they tinker or interfere with the electromagnetic radiation. So if they give option, It will help in minimizing the disturbances by the ionosphere. That is the option you are going to take for IR analysis. Listen here, story is not over. This is the best response I have got from you people. I was not knowing that इतना अच्छे तरीके से भी मैं सुना सकता हूँ कुछ. It looks like आज मैं story सुना रहा हूँ आपको, which is not at all the case. Now listen here. IR analysis, you know what? IR analysis is like this. If we see accuracy, all of us know it is providing two types of accuracy, 10 meter and 20 meters. But because these atomic clocks, you know the issue with them, we launched the replacement IR analysis 1H, which is one of the rarest failure of PSLV. It happened. Then 1I has also been recently launched, but it is yet to stabilize over there. As of now, it is not even giving the accuracy which is there. Means it is giving accuracy which is beyond 10 meter and 20 meters. But if everything goes well, which we hope and wish should go well, then it will end up giving accuracy of 5 meters. So see the language of the option. It is possible to have 5 meter accuracy, yes. So precision is a different thing and resolution is a different thing. Precision is your timing. When you're guiding a nag towards a tank, whether it will exactly land on that tank, that is the precision. Means obviously the tank is moving and your missile is also moving. So the time should coincide. It should neither be before nor after. In both the cases, one word, failure. That's it. I hope you got the concept done. Now come to the other part. Here, other than this, now we'll come to bit on biotech part. Sorry, I can't help it. Okay, but then we'll try to keep it rational. Ball guard. First, we will discuss ball guard. BOLLGARD. See, the moment we say BT cotton, I think I will be extremely happy. Even in this classroom, we will have two groups. I'm not saying right or wrong. No, two groups means one supporting BT, one opposing BT. Means it's a highly divisive issue, and there are reasons for that. Ball guard technology. What is ball guard? It is a technology used in BT cotton. Ball guard 1, I'm writing this way. Ball guard 2. Ball guard, obviously 3. This is also known as RRF. What is round up? No biotech student. Ready, flax. Roundup Ready flax is herbicide tolerant. Herbicide tolerant, I'll not explain. And this is herbicide tolerant against what? Glufosinate or glyphosate or something else. Remember here, listen here. Remember here, whenever you will see these three words, round up ready, you will always be choosing glyphosate as the chemical. Okay, now listen here. What is the basis of this classification of this ball guard 1, 2, and 3? Ball guard 1 has only one gene, Cry1AC, from the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis. We have spent quite a lot of time here. Ball guard 2 has two genes from the same bacteria. Again, remember here, all the time the genes will be from Bacillus thuringiensis, whether it is ball guard 1, ball guard 2, or ball guard 3. Don't get confused. It could be some other bacteria. Choice is yours. Cry1AC plus Cry2AB. Excellent. This one has three genes, Cry1AC, Cry2AB, and VIP3A. VIP3A, Roundup Ready flax. These two, listen here. These two, listen, very important point. These are the two which are allowed in India, and this one not allowed. Because if you just recall the previous classes, sorry for those people who are here for the first time. Technical experts committee appointed by the Supreme Court. What is one of the recommendation? No permission for the herbicide tolerant variety. And this one is herbicide tolerant variety. Are you getting it? Now listen. There are actually Monsanto, if we don't want to get carried away, if we talk bit sense, Monsanto has claimed always that their crop is resistant only against bollworm. Bollworm. Bollworm attack a mature cotton plant, and that too in a mature cotton plant only cotton ball. And there are three main bollworms: American bollworm, pink bollworm, and spotted bollworm. Which is most harmful? How can you forget American? They are the most dangerous. American bollworm is the most harmful. I know why you have given the answer pink bollworm, because I use this. See, this is not the way. This is not the way. American bollworm. Now listen. Here actually, American bollworm has acquired the resistance against bollguard 1. Pink bollworm has acquired the resistance against bollguard 2. And you know, in Maharashtra, and see, this is where we can link it with the things. In Maharashtra and Telangana, almost every farmer has gone for the cultivation of bollguard 2. Just let's wear Yavatmal. Now you can think pest resistance, using very heavy pesticides, resulting in the deaths. That's it. So obviously they will not ask in which district people have died because of spraying the pesticides. They will link it with this thing. They will link it with this particular thing. Now let me come to the point here. People are saying, God forbid, if tomorrow American bollworm develop the resistance against this, then just imagine the plight of the cotton farmers in Maharashtra and Telangana. No, again, the debate is absolutely, we will not go for debate or opinion type of a thing. Yes, there is no way anybody can justify the continuation of the patent for BT cotton in India. Because the basis for granting patent to BT cotton was pest resistance. And what was the basis? That we don't have to use the pesticide. Now, when we have to use such heavy pesticides that the people are getting died, now they are not committing suicide. In the field itself, what's the point? What's the rationale? I'm getting my point. So, but that's the, just remember, white fly. Monsanto has never claimed, I'm using the word never, claimed that their varieties are resistant to white fly. There is one fundamental difference between the attack of a white fly, which happened in Punjab, if someone from Punjab is sitting here, or it doesn't matter whether you're from Punjab or not, you must know this. White fly attack which happened, the fundamental difference between the two is white fly attack tender cotton plants, which are having soft stems, and they attack the stem part and suck the sap out of it. Whereas bollworm attack cotton ball in a fully mature cotton plant. That's the fundamental difference. Monsanto has never claimed that their crop is resistant against white fly. Is this clear? Shall we proceed further? Next one. This is bit, you can say technical, not technical, rather interesting. First interesting, cloning of monkey. Where it has been cloned? China. What is the name they have given? This is the question they will be asking, that too in Chinese. For the first time they will ask you, right? But Zong, Hua. Okay, listen. Done?
Now, आप लोग इतने fresh लग रहे हो, I can continue till 8 o'clock. Now listen here. Huh? Actually, this is the first time ever. Listen, don't miss the message. Please, please, please. Don't miss the message. This is the first time ever. This is serious. This is first time ever a primate, any primate has been cloned. Primate means chimpanzee, orangutan, gibbon, and how can you forget Homo sapiens? Although Homo sapiens is the worst lot in terms of behavior, there is no doubt about that. Obviously, you don't have to go far. Yes, no, you're laughing. You should not be laughing. This is one place we should not be laughing. Again, that which technique they use means what? What is the implication? The implication is we are closest to the cloning of human being now. That is the technological impact of this. Sheep was a mammal, no doubt, but sheep was never a primate. Monkey is a primate. That's one point. Okay, and we are not talking about Darwinian theory all. Anyway, we are not. Next thing here is this. Listen, next thing here is this. Which technique they used? They have used somatic cell nuclear transfer, which I think we have discussed. Not I think, we have definitely discussed when we were discussing cloning of Dolly, but just 1 minute I'll take. Somatic cell nuclear transfer actually they took a cell, somatic cell, from a monkey they are looking to clone, like having complete chromosomes, 2X. They took an ovum, fine. Then this part of the ovum was removed. Then this nucleus was transferred, somatic cell, nuclear transfer. How many chromosomes? 2X. Later on, formation of blastocyst. Blastocyst transfer in the womb, birth of a newborn. Zong zong, hua hua. Isn't it? That is the somatic cell nuclear transfer. The same thing was used in case of cloning of Dolly. What about Gaurav and Garima cloning? What was the technique? Hand-guided cloning method. Fine. So this was the cloning of monkeys. Next one. Here, GM mosquitoes. That will continue tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow, but that does not mean the class is over. Take down. Remove debris mission was done. DART. Double asteroid redirection test. Double asteroid redirection test planned by John Hopkins Center. John Hopkins Center. It is the first ever technology demonstration for the kinetic deflection. It is the first ever technology demonstration for the kinetic deflection. Kinetic deflection of the asteroids. It is planned for Didymos, D-I-D-Y-M-O-S. Didymos A is larger, B is smaller. Didymos A is larger, B is smaller, but it will deflect the smaller one. But it will deflect the smaller one. Next one. Super Tiger.
It is a balloon stationed in Antarctica. Super Tiger. It is a balloon stationed in Antarctica to study the phenomenon associated with the formation of heavier elements like gold. Heavier elements like gold. Next, sparks. SPARCS. Sparks. It is a mission of NASA for studying the smaller, cooler, and the dwarfer stars. Smaller, cooler, and the dwarfer. DWARFER. Dwarfer stars. Full stop. Next. SOFIA. 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 Stratospheric Observatory. Stratospheric Observatory for infrared astronomy. It is the biggest ever infrared observatory, it is a mission of NASA. It is a mission of NASA. It will study the formation and the death of the stars. It will study the formation and the death of the stars, as well as the process of planet formation. Full stop.